Hey, what's going on guys? It's your boy Nix9 here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use smart objects in Cinema 4D, even though they're not called smart objects, but they have the same functionality. So, if you're not familiar with Photoshop and smart objects are basically objects that have different elements that can be edited in a different window or project file. So, uh, let's say, for example, you have a poster or a visit card, and you have a logo in that poster. And let's say you put that logo somewhere in that poster in a specific corner with some styling. Um, and now, in order to edit, after working on the rest of the poster, now you decided to change some stuff about that logo. Well, what you need to do is actually zoom all the way into that logo, and it's gonna be pretty pixelized. And you need to just work with it with all the elements beside and all that stuff. Now with Smart Object, double clicking on the logo will open it in another window where you can edit it comfortably in a full window with full quality without anything that gonna bother you with the other layers. So let me show you an example and you will understand what I mean. We have let's say we have this project right here. Okay, let's make like a room. Let's say this is like a scene already made, but we're still making this. Imagine this as like there is a big room with a lot of elements, bed and desks and chairs, and we have a little element like a little kids game that we need to work on. So first of all, I'm gonna make this editable. I'm gonna delete these faces so you can see the room from the inside. Now let's add some simple stuff. Let's add, for example, this human here. Okay, and there we go. So this is pretty simple, but you get the idea. Now let's say in my room I want to add like a little game in here. So what I will have to do is go in and create. Let's say I want to create a landscape and put some stuff on it, and yeah. So instead of doing that, and then there is the risk that I'm gonna touch other stuff, change their position. Maybe if I'm working with the layers, I'm gonna probably be afraid to touch some other layers that I shouldn't touch. So to skip all this pain, what we're going to do is make a new project here, and we're gonna make whatever we're trying to do. Let's say we're trying to do a landscape with platonic object on top of it, like that. Okay, there we go. So let's animate this so we can see the different functionalities of it. Let's like this. Let's add a keyframe in the beginning. Let's go all the way to the end. Coordinates, turn everything by 360 degree, and save keyframe. Now this animate, and let's save this. Save as plat. Okay. Now let's say this is all I want for my element that I'm gonna add to my big project, which have a lot of other elements. Now I'm gonna go back to the big project, which is over here. This is my room, and now I want to add that, let's say, little game in the room with all the other objects beside, without having to deal with all the pain in the ass to just model everything in your scene. Now we just have to go to create an XRef, and now we're gonna press add XRef. It's gonna ask us to select a project. So in our project, which we made previously with the platonic thing and the landscape, we can add a lot of other stuff, and they all will be imported, and then we can decide if we want to delete them or not. As you can see, we have our XRef, which is called plat as the project name, and we have our different elements which we can disable easily by clicking the button right here. Now, as you can see, we have our landscape and the platonic that we created in the previous project not only the objects, but also the animation. So if I press animate here, if I play, I'm gonna have the animation that created before. And even after importing this, working on other elements, you know, texturing and everything, you still have the ability to go back to the platonic project and maybe make further animation. Let's say, for example, I want to go to frame 45 and make this go up, and boom. Now all I have to do is press save, go back to my general project, and I have to select the XRef and go to object and reload, and it's gonna reload the new animation. Now if I press this, it's gonna go up and down with the previous animations. That was pretty simple, pretty quick. I honestly use this in 90% of my projects. It really helps, it speed up your workflow, and it's pretty simple to do. I hope you guys implement this in your work and your workflow, because it's really gonna save you time. It's gonna save you a lot of headache, because you know you don't have to go in with the axes here, trying to make this perfect. Go, I don't know what, with all the layers inside. You can even, like, sometimes you're touching an object and then you're changing properties of another object, which just fucks everything up in your scene. So yeah, that was it. That was easy, that was simple. Tell me if you guys have any problems with this, or if you guys are going to be using this in your projects. If you have made something using this, let us see it, link it below. And yeah, I hope you guys are being safe, stay home, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.